Welcome back, trainers, and I'm going to finally do this here. Had this request many times. For some reason, I just simply didn't do it, but we're going to be doing it today. And what is that? Well, using regular Mawile, not Shadow. As you know, Shadow Mawile is my signature Pokemon, so we're going to go ahead and test this one out. Now, the reason why we are doing this, and we also have Play Rough, which we're going to talk about that as well, is the reason why we're going to test out regular Mawile is because you can't just go and get Shadow Mawile anymore. It was going to be coming from Arlo, the Rocket Leader, and, well, even getting the decent IVs for it then is still going to be a little difficult, and you can't even get it right now. So let's go ahead and just take a look at the regular Mawile here to see how the performance is. Do you want to test it out? It's going to be good. I'm going to say that. It's going to be a little bit more bulkier, but it's not going to be doing as much damage, obviously, 20% less compared to the Shadow, and also taking 20% less damage, while the Shadow takes 20% more. There were some situations where I kind of needed the extra damage, but as far as taking less damage, that was also a benefit as well, which came in handy a few times. So the Play Rough, absolutely amazing. You're going to see a few times where it came in clutch. You know I don't really run that. I go with the Power Up Punch, Iron Head, and of course the Fire Fang. Play Rough was good when you go up against dark types, or specifically even maybe, I don't know, a Whiscash or a ground type and a water. That's Whiscash, right? Or maybe something else like a Swampert, but we're in the remix, right? So pairing it up with Lugia and Malamar. Malamar yet again making an appearance, as well as Lugia. I just have a blast using them. But down the line, we're going to switch it to Ferrothorn. We're going to take off Lugia and put on Ferrothorn, which is going to make this team extremely weak to fire. Now, the reason why I did this was, one, I kept running into a bunch of water teams, so I decided to go ahead and put that on there and just keep it this way. If we do encounter a fire type in the lead, you might as well just back out if you're going to be using this team. You could just hang in there and see what happens, then just go in with Malamar and see if you can take out that fire type, and then maybe the Ferrothorn or Lugia can handle whatever's in the back. But if you do swap into your Malamar, they're going to obviously counter you, and if you have the Ferrothorn, GG's, right? They're going to bring out that fire, and you're not going to have anything to protect yourself. So essentially, yeah, if we run into a fire, it's over. But guess what? We didn't run into any fires, so we're good to go. All right, so with that said, I think that's pretty much all I have to say here. Let's go ahead and hop into the commentary. Looks like we're at the tail end of this battle here, up against the Lapras Shadow. We're going to go ahead and shield up that Surf, and they're going to back out and surrender. So, yeah, a little bit less damage than I'm used to. I had to kind of get comfortable with it because I had it down as a muscle memory as to how much damage I could do to each Pokemon and how much damage it can take. But for this one, I had to kind of reconfigure myself and also kind of get comfortable with Play Rough. I'm not used to that one. It takes a little bit more energy than Iron Head, and it is a little bit of a different circumstance going up against some Pokemon. Anyways, up against the Whiscash here. Oh, this is the one. Okay, this is kind of funny here. This has happened to me many times before, where you keep trying to think you're going to bait them or maybe get a shield, but it doesn't happen, and they don't give it up, and then it just goes to heck. And at this point, you're just like, well, yeah, I'm pretty much done. So we take out the Whiscash, and they back out. We take the All right, let's focus on the Mawile here. Let's see what it can do. And yeah, if you want to run a regular one, you're safe. So we have a bad lead up against a Rainy Cast form. We're going to swap into Malamar, in which they're going to be answering that swap with an Escavalier, which is going to be doing some pretty good damage with counter. We're going to go straight for the foul play. No need to go for the Power Up Punch, or should I say Superpower, sorry. Just used to the Mawile. Because we're going to lower our stats. We're still doing plenty of damage with the foul play. So we are going to shield this up. It is an acid spray bait, but that doesn't really matter. All right, we go for this here because the switch clock is up. Well, it's going to be in a second. And yeah, we're going to go down. We got both shields, mission successful. So what we're going to do is bring in the Lugia and farm it down. Since they have no shields, they're going to go for a drill run as expected. Beautiful. No acid spray, so we didn't get our defense debuffed. They're going to be bringing in a Frostlass here. Now, what we want to do here is go ahead and throw the Sky Attack, and then we want to swap into our Mawile here, gaining a little bit more energy before we do that. They're going to be bringing in that Rainy Cast form. We do not want to see this. Typically, this is going to be an absolutely horrible matchup for me, and it actually still is, but guess what? Play Rough. Here you go. Here's your first example. If we had Iron Head, it's not very effective, but how much does Play Rough do? Fantastic. They weren't expecting that. I mean, they have no more shields left. There's nothing that they can shield or anything. But if it was an Iron Head, we would have been put in a horrible situation here because the Weather Balls are going to add up. Same with the Water Gun. And then we have a Frostlass at the back. So we kind of need to get to this as soon as possible. And we're going to take the win. Looking good. Alrighty. So that Play Rough already coming in clutch for us. Let's keep it moving here. Into the next battle, we're going to be met with a Greedent, so this is actually good because Body Slam's not very effective, and same with Crunch. And since we're not Shadow, we're not going to be taking as much damage, but at the same time, we're also not going to be dishing it out. So it's a very interesting situation with these Shadows and non-Shadow Pokemon. So let's go ahead and see what we have. Letting this Crunch go through and no defense debuff from what I can tell. And we're just going to go for the Power-Up Punch here. Yeah, because it's super effective, it's adding up. We can take another Crunch, no problem. They're not going to get to 2 Crunches here unless they decide to shield up. They're letting it go. And since we are not Shadow, guess what? We don't have to shield up a thing, and we're going to be able to win this. So this is where the non-Shadow was coming in handy. Yeah, it put in work. It was great. I really don't have any complaints at all. The Shadow Mawile just gives you a bit of an edge, do a little bit more damage, and it takes a little bit more finesse potentially for some of those Pokemon that are going to be strong against it, or just being put in a bad situation. So we're going to be going with Lugia, and they're going to go for the Hydro Cannon. We're letting it go through. They're swapping into Malamar here. Okay, we're going to have a Malamar showdown. Let's get it. Okay. So I think we're going to let this go through. It is a foul play. I was thinking if they went for the superpower, that's probably not going to be within their best interest at this moment for this matchup here because they're going to lower their stats. So we're going to go ahead and let that go through. I do think we would like to shield up the next ones. We're going to pretty much have to at this point. So we've got them in a corner. They have no more shields. We got 2 shields left. We're going to shield this up. They're going for a superpower, and they built up to 2 here. So this is interesting. I'm going to go ahead and double shield it as well. And they're going to swap into their Blastoise. We're going to bring in that Lugia here, and it's getting a little interesting. So this should take us out. All right, there we go. Now what we need to do here is build up extra energy. We don't want to go right away for it, because what we need to do is build up that extra energy and farming and a little bit extra for the Malamar in the back. We're going to go superpower and take the win here. So great. This thing is putting in work. Everything did. And we're looking good. Some battles, you know, you just can't necessarily blame that specific Pokemon for not putting in work. I'm not saying any specific one right now, but it's just the matchups you get sometimes, right? All right, so we're up against this Mandibuzz here. So great. We got Play Rough. They're not expecting that. Anybody who's watched me knows I don't run Play Rough, but today we are. So let's see how much this does. And oh my gosh, let's go. We resist everything they're throwing at us and non-Shadow, so taking less damage. Fantastic. So we have a good amount of health. They can't necessarily just farm us. Well, I take that back. They've got an Olamola, so they're going to be able to farm us down with Surf. We're just going to get off a Power Punch, do a little bit of damage before we do go down, I suppose. Would have really loved to have the Ferrothorn right now, but we're going to go ahead and go in here with the Lugia and just do what we got to do here. The Surfs, or not the Surfs, the Hydro Pump is going to do a good amount of damage, obviously Psychic as well. Most people don't really run Blizzard, and they go for the Hydro Pump, and we shield it up. They're going to swap into their Frostlass here. We're not particularly looking the best. This is not going to be great here for us. I definitely wanted to showcase this battle, though, because of the Play Rough connection to the Mandibuzz was incredible. That's my first time ever doing that with this Pokemon, all right? So, felt kind of good, and I wanted to showcase it to you so you can see. Mandibuzz is a pretty common Pokemon that you're going to be seeing in Open, Great League, as well as Remix. So, just a little tip there. And down we go. And I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way I'm going to win this, so I just back out. All right, into the next battle. What are we going to see? A Malamar. This is fine. This is okay. You're going to see how much Superpower does. We're going to let that go through. Letting a lot more attacks go through when I do have this regular Mawile, because we're a little bit more comfortable. Seeing another Olamola here. Still rocking the Lugia. You're going to see the Ferrothorn coming in here in a little while, and it is going to be amazing like it was yesterday. It just helped the team out so stinking much. All right, so actually did not mean to let this go through. Yeah, I was a little upset at myself for doing that. I did not mean to just not shield up, but here we are. So we're going to still be able to win, though. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, that's what I like to see. Okay, coming back in here with the Malamar. All right, no problem. So we're going to go ahead and bring in our own here, building up to Play Rough. Kind of a little foolish to do this since, I don't know, they still have 2 shields left. So yeah, they're shielding up that Play Rough, which takes a lot of energy. A little unfortunate. Going to go ahead and swap into our own, and they have a Caesar in the back. And now it's getting a little spicy. See, the Mawile would be able to take that thing out in a matter of seconds. But they've played it well by hiding it until this moment here. And that's exactly what you want to do when you have a Pokemon that doesn't want to see another one, especially when you're going to be 4 times weak to a type quick move, right? Like Fire Fang. So going for a Night Slash, letting it go through. We have no more shields left. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm going to lose this battle, right? But we're going to fight until the bitter end here. Let's get it. All right. We're not going to give up until the end here. So going for superpower because it takes less energy. And I figured I'm going to be able to get to a superpower here. So let's go ahead and do that. This is a close one. How is this going to work? Swapping into Mawile. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Yeah. How's this going to work? Foul play takes us out. Are we actually going to get to a superpower? And we do not, unfortunately. That was close. Did you think I was going to win? So did I. But unfortunately, falling short of a little bit of energy. Next battle. Good game to my opponent. We're going to be met with a Pidgeot. This is a good lead for us. They're going to instantly swap into a Poliwrath. And now we have the Ferrothorn here. Okay, so as soon as we take off the Lugia, we see the Poliwrath. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you know, everything's against me. I'm just saying it's a funny thing. All right, anyway, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Power Whip. Now, I figure that this Poliwrath here probably has Scold and Ice Punch. Because they didn't even try to throw Dynamic Punch when they're about to go down. That's when you would probably use it because you're not going to bait and then survive a couple more quick moves at that point. They're coming back in here with Pidgeot. And, I can't complain about this. We have Thunder. This is the reason why we're connecting it. And we're looking just great. We have the Malamar in the back. And we still have a really healthy Mawile. So even if they have a Charm User back there, we're still going to be fine. They go straight for the Brave Bird. Wow, okay. That sounds good. And they have a Whiscash in the back. No wonder they did not want to reveal that. Well played. Again, another one of those strategies here. I mean, I'm not trying to discredit them or anything, but yeah, it's just a kind of a thing you do. You hide that one Pokemon that doesn't want to be seen by the other that they do have until it's gone, right? So here it is, and you want to see Play Rough? Yeah, me too. This is another reason why Play Rough is good. So let's go. Let's see how much damage. Fantastic. That was it. All right. I'm not going to say I was going to lose if I didn't get that off, but yeah, I think I was going to lose. All right. Let's talk about something else really quick. Let's step away from the commentary. About the exploit. I mean, I'm not going to go down too big of a rabbit hole for this thing here. We've talked about it enough, and there's really not much more to say other than hopefully Niantic will fix it. But I haven't encountered, I feel like it's happening less, like we talked about in our last video. It's been exposed. People don't want to be exposed themselves for using it because now we all know about it. Before it was a secret, and we were just like, oh, well, I wasn't, but most people, if you brought it to social media's attention and you said, I feel like something suspicious is happening here, they would just call you crazy or paranoid or blah, 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 in their sheepy little talk. But now they're all reporting it and they're making videos about it. And now who's laughing? Me. Exactly. So I don't care. Let it, bring it on. If you want to do it, I'm going to put you on blast. As a matter of fact, I do believe, I can't say with certain, but we do encounter somebody who looked like they were trying to attempt it, but they failed miserably. It was either that or lag, or the lag just, I don't know, happened to occur when they were in a bad position, when they realized they were probably going to lose. And you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about here in a minute. But haha to you if you did and take a loss. Anyways, this is it right here. That's funny. I was yapping about it this whole time and I didn't even realize that we're actually doing it. Yeah, we took no damage. I think it's because they're screwing with their game. They're screwing with it. They're trying to do... Look, I don't know if they are. Okay? I can't say if they are, but come on. This didn't occur all day. I know what the lag looks like. It looks like they're in a bad position and they tried to start doing it. And I've been reading a lot of comments from you and a lot of other places too. People saying, and I'm not going to condemn anybody for this. I'm just going to say it. If I catch you, though, it's a different story. But they want to know how to do it, and they can't correctly do it. So it's like, yeah. Let me just go ahead and give you the step-by-step tutorial here again, even though it's clearly on my video. But how do I do it, even better? Dude, are you kidding me? This is an exploit. Yeah, let me just explain to you. Let me just give you a written document here on how it works. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to put you on blast, though. So there's that. There's my little... people, look, it's not always about a rant. Sometimes it's just a discussion. It seems like a bit of a rant. Seems a bit of aggressive talk. But, not everything's a rant. So we're going to go ahead and Fire Fang down that Malamar and take the win. All right, looking good. So yeah, that last opponent was the only person I saw look like attempting to try to do that. So, let's move along with our lives. Next battle, we're met with a Malamar. They're going to be swapping into a Registeel. Okay, sounds good to me. Now, this team is definitely going to be weak to my Mawile if they're going to be doing this. And, yeah, we don't need the Mawile for the Malamar at all. We can handle that with our own. All right, so what we're going to do is just, you know, hang out here and do our Mawile thing up against the Registeel. Taking him out at the expense of a shield. We could have done it without a shield, but I wanted to preserve the life a little bit longer. And they're going to come back in here with the Rainy Cast form. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Ferrothorn. This is why I wanted the Ferrothorn. It was just everywhere, water types all over when I was picking this team, at least. When I was picking this team with that Fire Fang Mawile. So we're going to go for the Power Whip, neutral damage, right? We're going to let it go through, expecting, you know, foul play probably. Superpower would do a lot, but the thing is they're going to be putting themselves in a bad position by lowering their defense, so they want to just go for those foul plays, which is probably what I would have done as well. All right, we're going to bring in Mawile here, go for the Power Up Punch, and vamp up our Fire Fang. Taking him out, in comes the Rainy Cast form. We'll let this go through, no problem. No problemo. We're going to swap into our Malamar here, and at this point, we're simply going to outpace them. I think we shield this up. Yeah, because they're not going for no Thunder. They don't have the energy for that. By the time they get there, we're going to go ahead and take them out. So at this point, yeah, they don't shield up. Now, what I could have done is built up to 2 superpowers, but I go for the foul play. I mean, it's not a horrible play, but I could have played it a little bit more comfortably and careful. This, let's see. Oh, they go for Thunder. Man, I was running my mouth. Wow. Wow, I was really running my mouth about that, and they still got it off. But we finish it off with a Fire Fang Mawile. You like that? Next battle, we're met with a Wigglytuff. Good lead. They're swapping into Whiscash, and this is exactly why we have Ferrothorn. Quite literally, the reason why we have it, because of that Pokemon. I hate it. I don't hate it. That's a very strong word, but I dislike it because it's so good up against Mawile. Unless we can sit out there for 2 hours and finally get play rough and then, you know, get it shielded up. So they're going for a Blizzard, trying to be sneaky with it. Nice. Okay. I think they double shield this one. They don't really want to lose this matchup. All right, but unfortunately for them, we're getting to another Power Whip. So down goes the Whiscash in the shield. Shieldless opponent. We have 1 shield. They're bringing in a Wigglytuff again from the beginning. And we're just going to go ahead and go Power Whip. We might be able to make it to 2. We do resist that Charm. Ferrothorn is just freaking amazing. Obviously, you have to look out for fire. Getting to another one. Are you kidding? Let's get it. Let's get it. And you're going to see what they have in the back is actually going to be weak to Ferrothorn. But we immediately swap into our Malamar because we're, you know, kind of low. We would have done a lot with the Bullet Seed. I don't know if we would have been able to get to another Power Whip. But the thing is, if we would have stayed there, they could have farmed a little bit extra. And then, well, we would have been a little bit of chubby. Trouble. Man. And the Marsh Stomp is very spammy, okay? That's actually a decent Pokemon. Don't sleep on it. So we're going Superpower. It's less energy, taking the win. Looking good. Alrighty, into the next one. If you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you turn notifications on, and we'll keep you up to date. Alright, so we had a good lead with the Frostlass. They're going to be swapping into Emolga. And we're going to go ahead and just stay here. Now, this was kind of stupid. Because what I could have did from the get-go is swap into my Ferrothorn. I resist electric, die. Okay, so here we are. Now we're here. But, you know, it wasn't completely a screw-up because what I wanted to do was build up energy on the Mawile and just be ready for, you know, action later down the line. Sure, we're going to have less health, but we're still going to be able to tear into the Frostlass later down the line. And they're coming in here with an Obstagoon, which is good in a way, kind of good, kind of bad, because they're going to be able to farm us down with counter here. So I think it's going to be all up to the Mawile here. We're going to throw this Power Up Punch, which is going to threaten it. We're going to get a shield. Beautiful. Now we can swap into our Malamar and let this go through. And they're going to swap into their Frostlass here. And since we have 2 shields, we're going to be able to outpace them. There's no way that they can quick move us down. It is chunking away, but they let it go through. That was interesting. And at this point, we will shield and farm down. I mean, can we farm down? Wow, let's go with the Psycho Cut. Now we just simply build up to 2 superpowers here, unleash them, and we win. All right, so this team was putting in work. I loved it. I'm going to tell you this, though. If you did battle me earlier today and you did take a win, I can't even speak. If you did take a win, yeah. Was I using Persian by chance? Yeah, exactly. Guys, I'm testing out all kinds of crazy stuff, okay? And I deleted them all today. It was horrible. I want Persian to work so bad, but they kept giving me horrible matchups. Everything in the back could have just went down to Persian because of the moves I had on it. But it was matching me up with fighters towards the end or something ridiculous like a ghost type. And there was no way we were going to even get to the play rough. It was rough, to say the least. Anyways, this was a interesting battle. We used both of our shields. You see that? Now, they throw in a Meganium up against my Mawile. So I retreat, thinking to myself, there's something back there weak to fire. And yep, it is a Alolan Sandslash. So yeah, one of the Pokemon that is going to be taking the most damage from fire. So Mawile will be able to just take it out in a matter of seconds, literally. So we got to play around this. A shieldless battle, shielding up our Mawile twice in the beginning because we screwed up. Wanted to catch a electric charge move on the Ampharos with the Ferrothorn, but we were too scrubby to pull that off. So we're going to go for Thunder. I mean, that's the best thing we can do. It's not resisted. There's no stab, but at least it's doing some good damage. So they're taking us out here. We're going to obviously throw in our Mawile. They have no more shields left, and we already knew they were going to instantly swap. And this hurt. This hurt. Sorry, Mawile. All that energy down the drain. I figured they were going to do this, so I have to be very careful here. I have to be very careful what I do. So we need to build up extra energy and then take it out because they're about to get off another frenzy. And can we get to a superpower? Please tell me. Yes, that was awesome. All right, so we're taking the win here. I was a close one, using both shields in the beginning and still able to pull that off. All right. Anyways, we couldn't even align that Mawile to have a good matchup. Next battle, we're met with a Shadow Gardevoir. It doesn't even resist. The Mawile doesn't even resist the charm. They're going to be swapping into a Diggersby, and I immediately realize, oh, heck. Oh, shoot. What did I just do? Fire Punch. Duh. Let's try to pull this one off. So we let it go through, surprisingly taking it quite well. There's no stab from that. Fire Punch isn't exactly the strongest fire move, so I guess, yeah, it sounds about right. But I'm loving it. Ferrothorn holding it down. Such a trooper. So we're getting both shields. Okay, that sounds good to me. Okay, we do have Superpower, which is going to be super effective to them with the Malamar, so we're going to go ahead and bring that in here. And this is a Fire Punch, so we're not using our shield. There was a little bit of doubt that I was thinking they could have accumulated extra energy throughout that whole time, but I highly doubt it. So they're swapping into a Frostlass here. Great. Now what they want me to do, what I was thinking they wanted me to do, I can't say 100%, is swap into my Mawile at this point. They would come back in and take me out with their Diggersby Fire Punch. Or just get my shields or something like that. But I was thinking, I'm not going to, what do you think, I'm stupid? I see what you're doing. We're going to stay here with Malamar. They're bringing back in their Diggersby. We're going to go Superpower, take them out, almost take them out, swap into Mawile. Now we'll take them out with Power Punch. Got that Power Punch on reserve. What you got in the back? Oh, yeah, it's that Gardevoir. Oh, this, okay, now it's starting to get a little nervous. Not really, but I was thinking this is close. And that Power Punch was needed to take him out. Otherwise, the Malamar would have gotten just demolished by Charm. Yeah. Next battle, good game, last one. Met with an Obstagoon here. Okay, that was lag. They were just sitting there. That sucks. And honestly, I'm not going to say that they were trying to do anything. We can't do that, okay, guys? We have to be careful about this as well on saying who's cheating. If you receive a little bit of lag all of a sudden, we can't just immediately say they're exploiting, you know? I understand it's been very annoying, and now that we have a source as to how they're doing it, it's going to be very easy to just start blaming everything on that, but we can't do that. That's not the way we need to conduct things here, folks, okay? So make sure you're very vigilant about this. If you run into somebody who has lag, I urge you again to probably not post their name on Twitter unless you recorded it. You can't... I'm not trying to say you're wrong, but we got to be fair, okay? If we're gonna, you know, pound our chests about this, since we're so happy that we finally have it, the evidence, we can't abuse it though, okay? I have to be fair and balanced with it, and we have to be understanding that the server's just garbage too, right? But you already know what it is. When there is some sort of leniency and some sort of kindness being shown to that degree of what we're just talking about, people are going to say, well, it was just lag. I know it wasn't cheating. So yeah, best thing to do is record it and then get a second opinion, okay? And you'll be good to go. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on. Regular Mawile, just as good. Thank you for watching and take care.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!